Hello and welcome back. So now that we have a listings table and where we can add listings, we need to do this from the UI. Currently, we can only do this from the console, right? So we need to build the UI for display. So to build the UI, we need routes and views, okay? So first thing I want to do is I want to start the server. And here, instead of starting it over here, I want to open a new terminal. And notice here we're not in our to-do app, right? So we're in our workspace app. So I'll change directory out of it. Now let's go back to cd rails projects and then cd to-do. Okay, so now that we're back to our to-do app in this new terminal, let's run the Rails server. So Rails server -p ip-p port. All right, our server is running at this address. So let's copy this. Let's see. Here it is. So I'll paste it again and then reload. Okay. Now this was the default root homepage that came with our Rails application when we created it, right? So here we want to see our listings. So how do we see our listings? We want a route of something like this, right? /listings. Now it's saying no route matches for /listings, but we want this route to display all of our to-dos. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's build that. We do that in our routes file. Now where's our routes file? Under your to-do app, if you look at this, there is this config directory. Under config directory, you have this file called routes.rb. So double click on it. Okay, so here we want to do something like this. Resources space :listings. Okay, and this gives us a lot of routes. This gives us an index route, ability to add, delete, and update. It gives us all of those routes. How do we test that? If you go over here and type in rake routes, you see all of these routes got created. Okay, we have the paths that are listed, you have the URI pattern, okay, and then you have the controllers and the actions. We haven't talked about controllers and actions as yet, which we will do next, but here are the routes. So now you see index over here has a /listings. This is the URL that we're talking about, /listings. And we can see that this goes to listings. So let's go ahead and try that now. So now if I reload this page, now that we have this route, it says uninitialized constant listings controller. So now we have the route, but we don't have a controller. So let's go ahead and build the controller. Okay, so we need to create the listings controller, and where do we create it? Under app over here. You have this controllers folder. Over here, you have the application controller. You need to create a listings controller. So right click on controllers and then new file, listings_controller.rb. Okay, now open this file. All right, so class, again, here it's going to be camel case. So listings controller subclass from application controller, which is also camel case, and then end. All right, so now if I reload this page, it says the action index could not be found in listings controller. Okay, now if you notice from our route over here, listings index, it goes to the listings controller index action. So here's our listings controller. We don't have an index action here. So let's build that. One thing, oh, I think my settings are a little messed up on this one. I'm going to set the tab size to 2. Okay, great. Okay, so here define index end. That's it. So now we have an index action. All right. So let's go ahead and reload this. Okay, so now we have the index action. It's saying we have a missing template for listings index. Okay, so now there's no view template. So let's go ahead and create the view template. So for listings controller, we need a folder under views. We need a listings folder. Okay, that's Rails convention again. So listings controller, we're gonna need a listings folder under views, and then we're gonna need an index.html.erb file for the view template. So let's go ahead and create that. So in views, right click, new folder. We're going to call this listings. And then under listings folder, right click again, new file. And we're going to call this index.html.erb. This is all naming convention here. Index action, index.html.erb file. Okay, let's open this up. Now over here, let's fill in some code. We're gonna say to-dos. Let's see what that did. Okay, so there's the view, and we see that the page is working. See, now the listings is showing the to-dos. Okay, now here's the thing. I don't want this to be the listings route, okay? I want this to be the root route as well. So if I go to this, which is the root page, I want it to go to the to-dos, the listings page, okay? So how do we do that? If we go back to our routes file, over here, you see this root, welcome index. I want to say root listings index. Okay, so let's see what that did. I now reload this page. See, we're going to the to-dos page, which is the listings page. All right, great. So now we have a view and we have the route to go to the listings view. In the next lesson, we'll fill in the to-dos over here. See you there.